The Wichita School District says there are no comprehensive school closures planned for the next school year.
The district has been dealing with the budget shortfall. It comes as the district originally planned to cut costs in its Phase 3 plan to combat a $42 million budget shortfall. But some of the steps they've already taken and some additional state funding, they've reduced the shortfall by about $10 million. But district leaders say they aren't ruling out making other cuts in different departments to come up with that money.
Just wait on attrition, right? Because they're specialized jobs and they do different things, and so we're going to go kind of department by department and create some plans for that. So that'll be a piece of it. So there could be continued reductions there.
The district will continue to look at non-school reductions like cutting some full-time positions and consolidating non-school departments with the goal of cutting $5 to $10 million in spending.